Reclaiming your peace. How to stop emotional games and focus on your growth. You're giving your time, energy, and emotions only to feel like you're caught in a game you didn't agree to play. Her actions confuse you, her words don't match her behavior, and you're left questioning everything. It's a cycle that feels endless, draining, and unfair. But here's the truth. The problem isn't you. The problem is the power you're unknowingly giving away. When someone toys with your emotions, it's not just a game. It's a distraction from the grounded, unshakable version of yourself that Stoicism teaches us to embody. In this video, I'm going to show you how to stop reacting, start responding, and reclaim the peace of mind that no game can take away. Let's talk about the steps to rise above her actions and become the calm, unshakable person she never saw coming. Let's get started. 1. Recognize the game without anger. When emotions run high, clarity runs low. It's a common situation. You notice someone playing with your emotions. Maybe she's pulling away, acting cold, or sending mixed signals. Your instinct might be to react, to call her out, or to demand an explanation. But pause for a moment. Is that really the best move? When someone plays emotional games, they are seeking a reaction, a response that confirms they have control over your feelings. And this is where Stoic wisdom becomes your greatest ally. As Epictetus wisely said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. In other words, while you can't control her actions, you have full control over your response. Imagine this like a chess match. If your opponent makes a sudden, unexpected move, do you throw the board in frustration? Of course not. You take a breath, assess the board, and think 2 steps ahead. Reacting impulsively gives her the upper hand. Instead, respond with calm, measured strategy. Let's say you text her and she leaves you on read for hours, maybe even days. Frustration bubbles up, and you feel tempted to send a follow-up text. Did you see my message? But what does that accomplish? It shows that she's gotten under your skin. Instead, acknowledge what's happening. She's testing your reaction. This is where you take a step back and refuse to let her control the narrative. Instead of reacting emotionally, shift your focus. Go to the gym, work on a project, or spend time with friends. Engage in activities that build your self-worth and keep your mind occupied. When she eventually reaches out, and she likely will, you'll be in a position of strength because you stayed grounded while she wavered. Every time you choose calm over chaos, you reclaim your power. You remind yourself and others that your emotions aren't a plaything. Her actions may be outside your control, but your response is not. When you stay calm and observant, you not only avoid escalating the situation, but you also reinforce your own value by refusing to let her actions dictate your peace of mind. You're showing that you're not just a piece on the board, you're the player, and a skilled player knows the difference between reacting and responding. Remember, her games don't define you, you define yourself. Stay calm, stay focused, and approach the situation with strategy, not anger. Your peace is worth more than any fleeting reaction. 2. Stop chasing her approval. It's a common yet exhausting trap, seeking validation from someone who seems to thrive on withholding it. Many people find themselves caught in this cycle, hoping that with enough effort, patience, or perfectly crafted words, they'll finally get the acknowledgement they crave. But here's the harsh truth. No amount of chasing will ever guarantee her approval. And even if it does come, it might never feel as satisfying as you imagined. Why? Because you've outsourced your sense of worth to someone else. The real shift happens when you stop playing this game entirely. Instead of chasing her approval, focus on living in alignment with your own values. Let's say you're eagerly waiting for a response from someone. Every moment of silence feels like rejection, and every vague or one-word reply sends your mind spiraling. You're stuck on an emotional roller coaster, overthinking and overanalyzing her behavior. Now ask yourself, what am I really doing here? Am I living my life, or am I pausing my existence in the hopes of winning her validation? Flip the scenario. What if you decided right now to channel that same energy into yourself, into your passions, your goals, your growth? Instead of constantly checking your phone, you could be building something meaningful, whether it's hitting the gym, learning a new skill, focusing on your career, or simply enjoying time with friends and family. The shift happens when you stop measuring your worth by how someone else treats you and start aligning your actions with what truly matters to you. That's where your power lies. The Stoics understood this deeply. The philosopher Epictetus once said, "We are not disturbed by things, but by the views we take of them." It's not her lack of approval that's causing your frustration. It's the belief that her validation is necessary for your happiness. The moment you detach yourself from this idea, you free yourself from the emotional grip she might have on you. Her delayed responses, hot and cold behavior, or even outright rejection no longer define your value. So how do you put this into practice? Start by asking yourself this simple question. Am I living in alignment with my values, or am I chasing her validation? Make a list of your core values: honesty, self-respect, discipline, growth, whatever resonates with you. Then evaluate whether your current actions reflect those values. If they don't, it's time to recalibrate. For example, if you value self-improvement, commit to learning something new or taking steps toward a personal goal. If you value health and fitness, replace those hours of obsessing over her with a good workout. Each action rooted in your values builds a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. Picture a man who once spent his evenings trying to decode vague texts or agonizing over what he might have done wrong. One day, he decides to stop. Instead of waiting for her approval, he picks up a hobby he's always been curious about: photography. He starts going on solo photo walks, capturing the world through his lens. He feels fulfilled, confident, and creative. Suddenly, her indifference doesn't sting as much. He's too focused on his life to care. Ironically, this shift in energy often makes men more attractive. But by then, they've realized something crucial. Her approval wasn't what they needed all along. When you live authentically, guided by your own values, you become unshakable. The more you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, the less you'll feel the need to win over someone else. And here's the irony. People are often drawn to those who don't seek their validation, but by then, it won't matter, because you'll understand the most important truth of all. Your worth was never in her hands to begin with. It's always been in yours. Always. 3. Protect your emotional energy. Emotional energy is a precious resource, one that fuels your ability to navigate life with clarity and confidence. Yet many of us leave it unguarded, allowing others to drain it through manipulative behaviors, toxic conversations, or unnecessary drama. Imagine your emotional well-being as a fortress with no boundaries. The gates are wide open, leaving you vulnerable to anyone who wants to exploit your kindness or patience. Protecting your emotional energy isn't just about survival. It's about thriving in a world that often tests your resolve. Think about this scenario. You're in a relationship or building a connection with someone, and everything seems fine at first. But over time, you notice subtle signs of manipulation. Maybe she ignores your messages, but expects an immediate response when she reaches out. Perhaps she dismisses your opinions in conversation or uses emotional games to keep you guessing. You start to feel drained, anxious, and even question your worth. This is where emotional boundaries come into play. Setting boundaries isn't about being confrontational or harsh. It's about valuing your well-being enough to say no to anything that disrupts your inner peace. It's the quiet, firm declaration that you won't tolerate behavior that chips away at your self-respect. For example, if someone's actions consistently leave you feeling emotionally exhausted, you have every right to step back. You can politely disengage, reduce your availability, or limit how much emotional energy you invest in the relationship. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." True bravery lies in the courage to prioritize your mental and emotional health over someone else's demands or games. It's not always easy. Walking away or setting limits can feel uncomfortable, especially if you care deeply about the person involved. But consider this: every moment you spend in a toxic dynamic is a moment stolen from your happiness, growth, and peace of mind. Final thoughts. By recognizing the game, stopping the chase for approval, and protecting your emotional energy, you can start living a more grounded and fulfilling life. Focus on what truly matters: your values, growth, and peace of mind. What do you think about this perspective? Have you ever found yourself caught in the trap of seeking someone else's approval? Share your story in the comments below. Your insight might inspire someone else to make their own shift. And if you're ready to affirm your commitment to growth and self-respect, drop this in the comments: "I choose my worth over her approval." Let's spark a conversation and encourage one another to focus on what truly matters. Decide not to engage further. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do in a conversation is to walk away. If you feel the conversation isn't productive or it's becoming emotionally draining, you don't have to force it. A simple, calm statement like, "I don't think this conversation is productive right now. Let's revisit it later," is all it takes. Then walk away calmly, confidently, and without guilt. Protecting your emotional energy also means being proactive. Reflect on the patterns in your relationships. Are there certain behaviors or situations that consistently drain you? If so, it's time to set clear boundaries. For instance, you might limit how often you engage with someone who thrives on drama, or choose to spend more time with people who uplift and inspire you. It's crucial to remember that protecting your emotional energy isn't selfish. It's a form of self-respect. When you guard your emotional well-being, you create space for healthier connections, better decisions, and a life filled with meaning and purpose. So, the next time you find yourself feeling manipulated, unappreciated, or drained, pause and remind yourself, your peace of mind is worth more than any temporary connection. Walk away when necessary, not with anger, but with the quiet strength of someone who knows their worth. Build confidence through self-mastery. Real confidence doesn't come from controlling others or bending situations to your will. It comes from mastering yourself. This is about more than surface-level achievements or quick wins. It's about cultivating a deep and lasting sense of self-respect through discipline, resilience, and personal growth. Confidence at its core is about knowing you can rely on yourself no matter what life throws at you. The path to self-mastery begins with your daily habits. Are you honoring your commitments to yourself? Whether it's waking up at a consistent time, exercising, eating better, or dedicating time to learn something new, these small, consistent actions lay the foundation for unshakable confidence. Why does this work? Because when you prove to yourself that you can set goals and follow through, you develop trust in your own abilities. The Stoics understood this well. Take Cato, for example. He was renowned for his unyielding discipline and integrity, living simply and staying true to his principles despite a society filled with corruption. Cato didn't seek validation or external approval. He chose self-mastery because he believed it was the highest form of freedom. Now, think about your own life. Is there an area where you feel stuck? Your health, your career, your relationships? Maybe you've been saying, "I'll start exercising next week," or "I'll pick up that book when I have more time." Instead of waiting for the perfect moment, start now. If fitness is your goal, commit to something small but achievable, like a 10-minute workout each morning. Over time, as you get stronger, your confidence will grow, not because anyone else is watching, but because you are seeing your own progress. Self-mastery doesn't just build confidence, it reshapes how you view the world. When you focus on your growth, the opinions of others, including hers, begin to fade into the background. You no longer need external validation to feel good about yourself. Think before you react. Emotional reactions are easy, but intentional responses are powerful. This applies to every interaction, especially in relationships. Imagine this. She gives you the silent treatment, throws a teasing comment your way, or sends a vague text that seems designed to provoke you. It's tempting to react immediately, whether out of frustration, confusion, or a desire to win. But here's the thing. Reacting impulsively often hands over control of your emotions to someone else. Instead, pause. Take a breath. Reflect on what truly matters to you in this moment. Are you acting in alignment with your principles, or are you letting fleeting emotions steer your decisions? The Stoics, ancient philosophers who mastered resilience, taught us to respond to life's challenges with reason, not emotion. They believed that true strength lies in self-control, choosing how to act instead of being swept away by the tides of impulse. This approach doesn't just help you maintain your peace of mind, it also communicates a sense of inner strength and confidence to others. For example, let's say she sends you a cryptic text. "Wow, I guess you're too busy to talk." The underlying tone might be fishing for a reaction, maybe even an apology or an argument. Instead of jumping into defensive mode or overthinking her intent, take a step back and respond calmly. A composed reply could be, "I've been busy, but I'm here now. What's on your mind?" Or if her message seems designed to stir unnecessary drama, you might choose not to respond at all. Silence can be more powerful than any words. By not reacting emotionally, you send a message that you're grounded, thoughtful, and not easily swayed by external provocations. This not only earns respect, but also reinforces your own sense of control and self-worth. Every time you choose to pause before reacting, you strengthen your ability to govern your emotions. As Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Let silence speak for you. Have you ever noticed how silence can sometimes convey more than the loudest words? When you choose to remain silent, especially during moments of tension or manipulation, you're making a deliberate and powerful statement. Silence is not avoidance. It's strength, wisdom, and self-respect in action. It shows that you refuse to be pulled into unnecessary drama or petty games. Instead, you value your inner peace above all else. Imagine this. She's testing you, pushing buttons, trying to provoke a reaction, maybe through accusations, emotional outbursts, or subtle manipulation. The natural instinct might be to defend yourself, argue back, or prove a point. But what if, instead, you chose silence? Not a passive or dismissive silence, but a composed, purposeful one. You stand firm, make eye contact, and let the words hang in the air unanswered. In that moment, your silence speaks volumes. It says, "I'm in control of myself. I don't need to engage to validate my position. My peace is not up for negotiation." Silence isn't about weakness or surrender. It's a tool of immense power. Epictetus, one of the most renowned Stoic philosophers, often spoke about the importance of controlling what's within our power and letting go of the rest. He taught that silence provides an opportunity for reflection and clarity. When you step back and resist the urge to react, you reclaim your energy and shift the focus from external chaos to internal mastery. In summary, remember, your peace of mind is a priority, and learning to respond with intention, protect your emotional energy, and practice self-mastery will help you cultivate a life of strength and confidence. When you stop reacting impulsively and begin responding from a place of self-respect, you not only protect your emotional well-being, but also demonstrate your value to others. Keep building on these practices every day, and you'll develop an unshakable foundation for living your best life. Remarkable happens, your energy shifts. The things that once seemed important, like someone's mixed signals or games, begin to fade into the background. Instead, you're focused on the long-term vision of your life, and everything else becomes secondary. The truth is, when you invest in your higher purpose, it gives you a sense of fulfillment and direction that no fleeting relationship or external validation ever can. You begin to see the world with clarity. You're not reacting to emotions, you're acting with intention. Think about it. How much time have you spent ruminating over someone else's behavior or feeling drained by their actions? Imagine reclaiming that energy and using it to build something meaningful, something that fulfills you deeply. It could be working on your career, developing your skills, or contributing to something that aligns with your values. These pursuits will give you the energy, purpose, and confidence that surpass any short-term distractions. When you align your life with a higher purpose, your confidence and emotional energy are no longer at the mercy of someone else's moods or behaviors. Instead, you become the architect of your own life. Now ask yourself, what is your higher purpose? What steps can you take today to start building a life that's meaningful and fulfilling, regardless of the games or drama around you? Let's shift the focus back to you, not the outside world. When you invest in your own growth and purpose, you begin to see that you are the creator of your own happiness and success. Take a moment now and reflect. What can you do today to realign your focus with your greater purpose? What is the next step toward building a future you are proud of? Share your thoughts with us below. Let's inspire each other to build lives of purpose and fulfillment. And if you're committed to shifting your focus to something bigger than yourself, comment, "I choose my higher purpose." Let's continue this journey toward growth, peace, and self-mastery together. This message encapsulates a powerful journey of self-awareness and empowerment. By shifting the focus from external games to internal growth, you're not just navigating relationships differently, you're redefining how you interact with the world. Here's a summary of the most impactful points from this philosophy. 1. Reclaim your power. The idea that external validation loses its grip once you focus on building a purposeful life is transformational. When you're centered in your own fulfillment, the emotional roller coasters of others don't shake your foundation. The more you cultivate your inner abundance and live for something bigger than yourself, the less you'll be affected by the whims of others. 2. Silence as strength. Silence isn't a weakness or withdrawal. It's an expression of self-control, strength, and wisdom. By stepping back from reactions and focusing on your values, you protect your peace and communicate your boundaries without needing to explain or justify. Silence becomes an ally, both in relationships and in life. 3. Letting go without bitterness. Letting go isn't about punishing someone. It's about choosing peace over chaos. When you walk away from toxic situations with grace, you're not just freeing yourself from someone else's game. You are reclaiming your self-respect and reaffirming your worth. Release without bitterness opens the door to healthier relationships and deeper fulfillment. 4. Aligning with a higher purpose. When you shift your energy toward your higher purpose, everything changes. Instead of spending energy on mixed signals and emotional turbulence, you can focus on things that build your life and contribute to the world. This focus elevates your energy and radiates unshakable confidence. 5. Observing without absorbing. One of the most crucial lessons is learning to observe without absorbing. By stepping back and viewing situations from a larger perspective, you protect your emotional energy and avoid reacting to every small fluctuation of someone else's behavior. You maintain composure and stay grounded in your values, regardless of external unpredictability. 6. The power of inner abundance. Your life is the source of your strength, and when you create abundance within, no one else's actions can destabilize your peace. This abundance, built on self-respect, self-care, and meaningful pursuits, transforms you into someone who no longer chases validation. Instead, you become someone whose energy naturally attracts respect and admiration. These insights are more than just relationship strategies. They're life lessons that empower you to step into your own strength, purpose, and worth. When you practice these principles, whether it's the clarity that comes from silence, the freedom from toxic connections, or the focus on personal growth, you create a life unshaken by external forces. Reflection. As you reflect on this journey, ask yourself, how can I better align my daily actions with my higher purpose? What areas of my life need to be released to make space for something better? What will happen if I stop seeking external validation and start investing in my own growth and happiness? Feel free to share your thoughts or experiences in the comments. Your insights might resonate with others on their journey towards self-empowerment. And remember, the most transformative relationship you can have is the one with yourself. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and share it with others who could benefit from this wisdom. If you're looking for more strategies to elevate your life, check out the videos recommended here. Keep moving forward, grounded in purpose and self-respect. Your growth is your greatest gift. Stay focused, stay grounded, keep moving forward.